Hi, this is Miss Sapp, and I wanted to show you a little bit more about your multiple intelligence tests and how they should work. These 3 pages are the pages that make up the packet that you've received for your multiple intelligence test. This is your first page. It is your actual test that you're going to take. The instructions for how to score it are at the top. 1 is your mostly disagree, 2 mostly agree, 3 most slightly agree, and 4 mostly agree. I think they said that correctly. I hope I did. Anyway, you're going to take each one of those scores, your 1, 2, 3, or 4, from mostly disagree all the way up to mostly agree, and you're going to score each statement, such as, I can play a musical instrument. And you'll see here I have scored it a 1, and it's in the white box. For each statement, there's a white box on that line, and you're going to put that score of 1, 2, 3, or 4 in each of those boxes until you're done scoring them all. Once you've gotten every single box filled in for every single statement, then you will add them up. Just how I got these numbers at the bottom. So for instance, 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 3 is 9, 2 is 11, plus 3 is 14, and I put that number there. Then I start at 0 and I add up the ones for the second column. And I keep doing that and starting at 0 at the top so that each column gets a number. There are actually 7 numbers here. By the time you're done, you should have 7 individual numbers, 1 for each column. When you're done here, you're going to take these same numbers and you're going to transfer them to the page that helps you interpret that information. Sorry, it's a little fuzzy, but you'll see here, the 14 goes here, the 13, and all the other numbers that I had for the 7 columns at the bottom of the first page go here. This will actually be the page that's in the front of your packet, so that whenever you need to reference it, you can quickly find it. Once you have this information here, you're going to come down to where your strengths and weaknesses are. Your 2 highest numbers are going to represent your strengths. Your 2 lowest numbers represent your weaknesses. It's good to know both, just as I mentioned in the other video. If by any chance you have a tie, such as 3 of the same number or 1 high number and the very next number that's the second highest, it's got 2 of them, you know yourself better than the test does, so you would make a decision between those 2. For instance, you'll see that my interpersonal is 17, but my bodily kinesthetic was tied with musical. I personally think I'm better at bodily kinesthetics, so my 2 strengths that I have written down are my 17, which is interpersonal, and one of my 2 16s, which is bodily kinesthetic. For my weaknesses, I use my lower numbers, and if I had a tie, such as I had in the strengths, I broke the tie the same way. If you still are a little confused, just come see me whenever you get a chance. If you're not sure what any of these 7 different multiple intelligences mean, then you would come to the last page, which is actually the second page of your packet, and you can read up on each of these different types of interpersonal skills. Intelligences skills, excuse me. So, for instance, if you scored with linguistic, but you want to know what linguistic means, it means that you like to use words or languages, or in case of a weakness, don't like to use them. These are some of the things that you have that can help you out. This first row, the description, gives you a good definition of what it means. The second column is going to give you types of jobs that you might have in your field as you get older and grow up. And this last one tells you tasks and activities that you might be good at because you are linguistic or logical, mathematical, etc., etc. I hope you have fun finding out more about yourself and getting a good idea of what you're going to be good at and what you might need to work on a little bit harder. Remember, if you're having a relaxed day because you're working in your strength and it's a little bit more fun that day, you can also become a student mentor and help somebody else out, because you never know. It might be their weakness and it might be your turn to help them out. And when you're working in your weakness one day, it might be their turn to help you out. So always know your strengths and weaknesses.